Good morning. This is the Tuesday, September 20th meeting of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. My name is Deb Shore. I'm serving as chair this year. To my left is our vice chair, Christy Yoakum, and Rick Vest on the end. And to my right, fellow commissioners Roma Amundson and Sean Flowerday. If you'd please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, if you'd begin the agenda, please.
Copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are available upon request. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on September 13th, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, motion is second to approve the minutes of September 13th. Call the roll, please.
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is approval of the minutes of the Broadband meeting held on September 14th, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the minutes from our meeting on Firth on September 14th. Call the roll, please.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Best.
Abstain.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Abstain.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 3 yes, 2 abstentions. Next is number 2, claims. Approval of the claims process through September 20th, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 2B is approval of a claim to the Mediation Center in the amount of $3,350.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion is second to approve this claim. Call the roll.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Best.
Abstain.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. 2C is approval of a claim to Rabble Mill in the amount of $10,370.12.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, motion is second to approve claim to Rabble Mill. Call the roll, please.
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Abstain.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next is number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts. C-20-663 with Safety Clean Systems for the Used Oil Collection Program. C-20-749 with Envirotech Services, Inc. for corrosion inhibited liquid magnesium chloride. C-19-760 with Pavers, Inc. for the annual supply of cold mix asphalt. C-20-634 with BJ's Fleet Wash LLC for vehicle washes and related services. C-20-635 with Jet Splash Full Service Car Wash for vehicle washers and related services. C-21-725 with Midwest Alarm Services for the annual service of the fire alarm panel inspection, testing, repair, and replacement. C-22-237 with Erickson Sullivan Architects to add additional architectural design services related to renovation of property located at 600 South 70th Street in Lincoln. Right-of-way contracts with the following: Emmanuel E. Bartak, Northwest 70th Street and West Little Salt Road, in the amount of $1,709. Early L. Knox Living Trust, Northwest 40th Street and West Mill Road, in the amount of $1,115. Early Now Knox Living Trust, Northwest 20th Street, Northwest 27th Street and West Mill Road in the amount of $1,259. Joshua T. and Kayla M. Ward, Northwest 40th Street and West Mill Road in the amount of $343. Pauline J. Lindholm, Northwest 27th Street and West Mill Road in the amount of $527. Change order number 1 to county contract C-22-634 with Northwest Asphalt Maintenance for a project overrun in amount of not to exceed $35,851.19. Change order number 1 to county contract C-22-472 with Dynamic Dirt Works and Demolition LLC for a project extension. Amended change order number 3 to county contract C-22-216 with Constructors, Inc. for project line item overruns. Grant contract with Burnaclaw Educational Solutions for team for the Best Alternative School Program in amount of $15,000. Amendments to the following grant contracts: C-21-583 with Family Service Lincoln for School-Based Therapeutic Service Program for an increase of $5,086.72. C-22-79 with the Asian Community and Cultural Center for the Serving Refugee and Other Immigrant Youth Program. C-21-686 with Cedars Youth Services, Inc. for the Reporting Center Program for an increase of $9,924. Amendments to the following grant contracts: C-21-457 with Asian Community and Cultural Center for the Yazidi Youth Program. C-21-462 with Omni Inventive Care for the Parent Management Training Program. C-21-463 with Omni Inventive Care for the Truancy Diversion Program. Received and placed on file the Lancaster County Election Commissioner's report for the all-male special election conducted for the Palmyra School District on August 9, 2022. Setting a public hearing on Tuesday, September 27, 2022 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building regarding setting the final tax request at a different amount than a prior year tax request.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, motion and a second of all of the consent items. Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is a public hearing. This is Health Department amendments regarding the following sections 6, 15, and 29 of Resolution number R-20-53. Article 1, Section 6 of the Lincoln-Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Program Regulations and Standards. Section 11 of Resolution number R-20-55. Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Resolution number R-20-56. And Section 13 of Resolution number R-20-57.
Good morning, Commissioner Shore. I'm sorry.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, thank you. Commissioner Shore and Honorable Commissioners, my name is Scott Holmes. I manage the Environmental Health Division with the Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department. What you have before you today are updates in our fees. As part of the budget process for both the city and county, we have regularly brought forth changes which reflect increased operational costs. We've tried to keep those to a minimum. And over this past couple of years, what we have seen is cost increases, so we are projecting that need in the next couple of budget cycles. We have proposed about 3% increase in general for most fees. There are a few fees that we didn't increase, and in one case we did in fact decrease a fee, and that was on the air pollution program relative to what we charge for coal-fired power plants. We have one coal-fired power plant in our jurisdiction, which is the Hallam Sheldon Station. In that particular situation, we have seen decreasing emissions, which is what we charge for, and so we are reducing that fee to reflect the decreased emissions over the past several years. Most of you are probably aware that the NPPD and even LES are part of the Southwest Power Pool, and our percent of energy that's coming from wind and solar has continued to increase. Therefore, coal is reduced, and we are seeing decreased emissions. So that's what we have before you today. happy to answer any questions.
That would have been my question. I appreciate you answering it.
Yeah, thank you, Crystal.
No, I guess, Scott, just this is a routine review of the fees, as I understand, something your department does on a regular basis.
It is, and in fact, we have been guided through both our Air Pollution Control Advisory Board in the past and others, including this board in the past, relative to bringing forth incremental fee increases instead of like waiting every 5 years and making a big jump, which makes it much harder for businesses to budget for that proposal. So,
Yeah, so a very thoughtful process to arrive at this.
you bet. Thank you.
That's what we appreciate about you and the folks you work with, so.
Well, and we appreciate about our community which supports it. So,
All right, any other questions for Scott?
Okay.
Seeing none, is there anyone else wishing to provide testimony on this item? Mr. Ward?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. John Ward with the Lancaster County Attorney's Office. I'd like to just briefly point out one typographical error regarding item A5, Resolution R-20-57. On page 3, about halfway down the page, there's a fee that begins in, I believe it's September 2022, and that instance should be corrected to 2023. So I'll be back for new business item 5E to just ask for a resolution to approve that resolution, a motion to approve that resolution with the change to interlineate 2023 instead of 2022. Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else wishing to provide public testimony on these items? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and move on to new business.
5A is a resolution, the matter of amending section 6, 15, and 29 of resolution number R-20-53.
Move approval.
Second.
All right. Motion second to approve. Call the roll.
Yocum,
Yocum.
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is a resolution in the matter of amending Article 1, Section 6 of the Lincoln Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Regulations and Standards.
Move approval. Second.
Motion by Amundson, second by Vest. Call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Abstain.
Best,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Resolution, the matter of amending section 11 of resolution number R-20-55.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
And a second. Call the roll.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is a resolution, the matter of amending Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Resolution number R-20-56.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a resolution in the matter of amending section 13 of resolution number R-20-57.
John Ward with the County Attorney's Office again. I would just ask for a motion to approve the resolution with the change that I earlier testified to.
It was on, John, just to be clear, my notes don't make sense here. It was on page 3 and changed 922 to 923.
That's correct.
I would move that we approve item 5F with, or 5E, sorry. I would move that we approve item 5E with the modification on page 3, changing September of 2022 to September of 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is 5F. This is a resolution in the matter of request to vacate a 50-foot right-of-way located in Raymond, Nebraska, more particularly described in Exhibit A and located in Lancaster County, Nebraska. And I will note that the clerk received an email in opposition from Ann Post.
Each commissioner received a copy of that. This is a follow-up to a public hearing we held last week. Commissioner Vest.
Yeah, I have a motion, excuse me. I have a motion that I believe reflects the position of the board, and I'm going to make that now, and we can still discuss if we need to. I would move to hold this item to give the parties time to present to the county attorney's office equitable terms and conditions to vacate the road described in Exhibit A. The parties should present the terms and conditions to the county attorney's office by October 18th, and the county board will reconsider this item on October 25th.
Second.
Motion and a second. I think this was the intent of the discussion, to allow those discussions to continue.
We really appreciate the parties working together to find a solution here. I mean, this would be the best outcome.
Any other discussion? All right, and Christie in the clerk's office will see that this item reappears. Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. G is a resolution in a matter of recognizing September as National Suicide Prevention Month.
Good morning, Ms. Morrissey.
Good morning. I'm Sandy Morrissey, Prevention Director at Region 5 Systems. I know some of you, so it's good to see you in person. We're back out again. So I appreciate the opportunity to give you an update with suicide prevention. I can speak for Region 5, Southeast Nebraska, Lancaster, and the surrounding 15 rural counties. But I will tell you everything we do, we're willing to share across the state. We received a subcontract through UNL Policy Center. They received funds, the Garrett Lee Smith grant, and our region was included because we have the highest rate of suicide among 15 to 24-year-olds. It used to be 10 to 24, but fortunately that has gone down. Excuse me. Our numbers aren't going up with that age population, but they aren't going down. And we'll see a little bit of a trend. So our work is still in full swing. However, I can tell you across the state, you know, socioeconomically, gender, race, none of that matters when it comes to suicide. We aren't able to target one population over another. Even within our region, 40-year-old males and above, we're seeing an increase, which we didn't have before. So our efforts are spread. On a system level, I will tell you that we want to make sure we're hitting all demographic areas. The Asian Center has been a wonderful partner through the QPR Institute, which is a national organization. We have about 50 QPR trainers, question, persuade, refer, throughout our region. And the Asian Center partnered, and I contacted the Institute and said, we need it in other languages. You know, we are a community, and he's been to Lincoln, and he said, I had no idea you were a resettlement community. They gave us full rights, so we have put the QPR PowerPoint training, as well as the booklets that go out, in 7 different languages. It's already in Spanish and some Chinese and Mandarin through the QPR Institute. But we were able to get that done, and then in partnership with the Policy Center, they will get those brochures, those educational brochures out in those same languages. So that's one of the more recent completions that we've gotten done. But I will tell you, we've worked diligently. We have throughout all the garages, the garage signs, and we've updated them with the 988 number. And the garages have been an incredible partner. They ask for new signs, but they said they really don't get damaged. There's not graffiti on them. And then we have larger clings that go on the glass on the inside, the internal towards the elevators. So we cover all floors. We're working with UNL to get it in their garages. We can use this as posters, and we can get it into other places. With the state, you know, we're really working on getting 988 out everywhere so that people see that it's available. We have, through LPS, we had door hangers and posters that they really appreciated and enjoyed, and will continue to use some of them, talking to kids about you're valuable, you're capable, and they deserve to be loved. With that being said, in the schools, we have Hope Squads, and out of Provo, Utah, this was initiated, and he's trying to get it evidence-based. It's not to make peer-to-peer students counselors. They're that kind of the eyes and ears, and they can report to whatever adult is chosen within the school when they see a peer hurting. The kids love it because we've had some schools say that's too much on the kids. They're hearing it already from peers and don't know what to do with it. So I think it will spread. LPS is on board with the high schools and a couple of the middle schools. But I will also tell you, we are doing with some other dollars wellness recovery action plans, and we're doing second steps, social emotional learning. And the wellness action plans will be done in all middle and high school in LPS and one elementary. They're going to pilot it. It really gives kids that need some problem-solving skills, healthy coping skills, and they learn from one another. It's a lot of list making, so it's so simple, it's almost brilliant, and the kids get it, and they're taking notes, which surprises me. I've done a couple to fill in, and I'm surprised how much they're enjoying it. With some of the other dollars, of course, we're doing AMSR, which is assessing and managing suicidal risk. Kate Speck has done that for us, does the training twice a year. It's filled each time with clinicians and caseworkers, those working actually on the treatment side. Assist is another training, and it's really more for the layperson, community members who want to learn more about what can I do if somebody is suicidal. One of our greatest challenges, as I'm sure you've heard, is lack of mental health professionals. And so we really have to draw from community. We have our faith partners involved now, and this year during Suicide Awareness Month, we had 20 churches that were willing to host a QPR training, and it was open to public, and we had quite a turnout. We're going to process that this Friday with those trainers that did it. I think I mentioned we have over 50 trainers within our region. And QPR gets a lot of response from community. It's just an hour long, but then time for question and answer. And there's always people that stay and say, what do we do about this? Or where can I go? And lots of resources are provided. I think I wanted, and then our, which it's statewide, all of us are doing youth and adult mental health first aid. And that's a full day. It's 8 hours. Maybe can be broke up into 4 hours each. We still seem to be getting more professionals going to that than community members, but the QPR training has really taken effect. And we're hoping that within the faith partners, they start doing more with us in terms of our prevention efforts. I think if people are comfortable going to a church and in a larger group perhaps, willing to educate themselves, become more knowledgeable about resources, they'll help with moving forward. So
It sounds like there's a wealth of resources available, and you are here with a proclamation. Mr. Clerk, would you read that into the record?
Whereas Lancaster County and the City of Lincoln are acutely aware of suicide as a significant public health issue and one of the most preventable types of death in Lincoln and Lancaster County area, and whereas suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in Lancaster County and the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34 in Nebraska, whereas from 2016 through 2020, Lancaster County experienced 215 deaths due to suicide with an average of 43 suicides per year, whereas research indicates that various protective factors can help prevent suicide, including strong family and community bonds and access to effective medical and clinical care, and whereas September 2022 has been designated as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and whereas Lancaster County desires to join individuals and organizations around Lincoln and Lancaster County in highlighting the problem of suicide and advocate its prevention, Now therefore be it resolved by Lancaster County Board of Commissioners that September 2022 is hereby recognized as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and the board encourages all persons, organizations, and governmental entities in our community to support the activities surrounding National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, dated this 20th day of September 2022 by the Board of Commissioners of Lancaster County.
Move approval of the resolution.
Second.
All right.
Thank you for your work with this. I really do appreciate this. And as what Deb said, is that there is a wealth of opportunity for people to find out information.
Yes, and we appreciate your involvement and time, and thank you for your
Right.
support.
Thank you for being here, Sandy. Mr. Clerk, if you'd call the roll.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is the special events permit application from Charles Schilling for a Golden Ride Bike Fest event to be held on September 23rd, 2022.
Good morning.
Morning. Hi, I'm Charlie Schilling. I'm the director of Golden Ride Bike Fest. I'm glad to be here. We're in our second year of celebrating this new event. It is roughly 250 riders going from Lincoln and Roca to Beatrice and back over the weekend of September 23, 24, and 25. We have a check-in party on Friday the 23rd. Again, we're in our second year. Our planning committee includes Susan Rodberg, so she sends her regards. We have a really nice mix of demos, half for women, half for men, ages 12 to 78, and we've had riders from 7 states last year. So we're really excited about the growth that we've had, 14% growth this year. We're doing this in partnership with Bike Walk Nebraska as a signature fundraising event to support their initiatives to support tourism, bicycle tourism, and healthy lifestyles throughout the state of Nebraska. There's also about an estimated $200,000 economic impact that this ride provides to the community. So we're really excited. We think this has some roots. The reason I'm here today is that on Friday, September 9th, we discovered that the road south coming out of Roca that connects to the Homestead Trail was recently gravelled, and it is unfortunately just fresh enough that even experienced gravel riders struggle to sort of navigate and to be safe. So we have pivoted to looking at Roca Road. It is a highway that we were trying to avoid. We know that the traffic counts are fairly low on the weekend and during that time frame, but we feel like it's the best opportunity to keep our riders safe, which is always our priority. So we're here today I know it's short notice, but thank you for your consideration, and I'm here to answer questions.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Schilling? Obviously, your rider safety is #1 priority.
It is.
And
Would move approval of the special events permit.
Second.
okay. And that $200,000 economic impact certainly packs a punch as well.
Yes,
So
thank
thank you
you.
for your work.
I mean, I guess I have a question, sir. I mean, this change in the route happened on Friday of last week, is that correct?
Our route team was advancing the route and discovered that this gravel had just recently been put down. So yeah, sometimes that's how we find out about these things, unfortunately.
I mean, do we need to have the sheriff's department notified of this, or are we just okay with, okay? You'll again.
We will reach out to them just as a courtesy to let them know.
Appreciate it, because that's probably a more well-traveled road,
Yes.
so you're gonna be facing more.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Real good. You've already got in front of this. I do appreciate that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Could you call the roll, please?
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is a special events permit application from Gravel Adventures LLC for the following events: Randy's Ride to be held on October 2nd, 2022, and Larry's Ride to be held on October 16th, 2022.
Good morning.
Good morning. Usually I'm here for Gravel Worlds, but back here we added a couple events this year. So Gravel Worlds is great. So thank you for all the county and city support for that.
Received a lot of publicity.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, we had 17 countries, 4 continents for that. So, yeah, ended up being great. We added an event. It was kind of an unofficial event for the last 4 years called Randy's Ride in memory of one of the Gravel World's promoters, Randy Gibson, who was killed by a drunk driver in 2017. Last year, we're getting more momentum on it, and we said, just bring a cash donation. We'll donate it to the Parks Foundation. We raised over $500 just doing that. So we're like, all right, let's kind of make this a little bit more official. Gravel Worlds is a little bit more expensive. So we just did basically 100% free, $5 entry, and you can donate. And Gravel Worlds would match the first $2,000 of donations. So we've already raised $2,000 for Randy's Ride. We added a virtual option too. So if people can't come to Lincoln, they can still donate. And yeah, we raised $500 just on the virtual option. So yeah, Randy's Ride, that's Sunday, October 2nd. It's not a race. It's not anything like that. So we just go out and enjoy the gravel roads around Lincoln, go down to Crete, and then back pretty much. So that's the deal on Randy's Ride. So we're really excited on that one. Larry's Ride that we put on there, that's just a group ride. One of our friends was hit by a driver in April, and Brian LGH saved him, and he's already back on his bike despite having many injuries that should have not made him here anymore. So he's actually back on his bike, and Brian LGH is hosting that ride. Since we have event insurance and stuff, we're hosting it for Brian. It's just a group ride of 20-30 friends, and it crosses Lancaster Road, so we figured we'd get a permit on that, but nothing crazy, just trying to do things the right way. So
Well, we appreciate doing things the right way, and obviously both of these rides are for a really good cause.
yeah, so
So
thank you all for your support.
Stepping
Appreciate
up.
it.
We're just so glad to have you in our county. We
Oh, yeah.
really appreciate all that your organization does. If we wanted to donate, can we go to Gravel Adventures? Is there a
You can
link?
go to gravel-worlds.com, and there's a link to Randy's Ride there. We also have links to the Randy Gibson Memorial Fund, which is hosted by the Lincoln Parks Foundation. So yeah, you can definitely donate there. Through Randy's Ride, I think we have 3 options that you can donate. So one is the Randy Gibson Fund. One that people are donating to is NICA, which is kind of the state high school, if there was a high school cycling organization, it's that, because it's not a recognized sport. That's one. We raised $15,000 for that just through Gravel Worlds this year, which was great. And then the last one is Adventure for All, which is a nonprofit that they help athletes with autism and Down syndrome and physical disabilities as well learn to ride bikes and then go to events like Gravel Worlds and events around the country. So we'll be joining them down in Arkansas for a race for a couple athletes that couldn't make it to Gravel Worlds but could make it to Arkansas. So
Great,
Oh.
thank you. I
Yeah.
move approval.
thank you.
Second.
Okay. A lot of options to give. Call the roll, please.
I didn't hear the second.
Oh, I did it. Although I think Sean did at the same time.
We're good at that.
Yeah.
We'll go with
One
Kristen.
of our talents.
Vest and Yocum. All right.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. J are special designated license applications from Creekside Weddings and Events LLC for the following events at the Party Pavilion, Rocaberry Farm, 531 South 38th Street, Roca, Nebraska, on the following dates: October 7th, October 14th, October 21st, and October 28th, all in 2022.
Good morning.
Hi. So our wedding.
Want to introduce yourself
Oh,
for the
sorry.
record?
Yeah, I'm Jordan with Rocaberry Farm, and also I own the wedding business there. My family owns Rocaberry Farm, and I started the wedding business back in 2016. We got our liquor license in 2017, and we've ran multiple different events. Primarily, it's weddings, but our staff that runs the weddings will be running, potentially, if you guys approve it, the beer garden. It's a covered pavilion that we'll have open from 5 to 11. We'll probably cut it off around 10, so everything is removed from the pavilion by 11 each evening. And it'll be for guests that come out to the Roca Scary Farm, that we have, you know, the haunted attractions and stuff like that. Guess any questions on that?
So just so I'm clear, you previously were using this facility for weddings, and that's when you obtained the liquor license, and now you're going to expand during your busy month of October and have this beer garden for a limited time period, only on certain days.
Only on certain days, and then it is in a different location as where our usual wedding venues are. It's a 42 by 31 foot pavilion that's closer to where the haunted attractions are. And we will have a security guard at each entry. There'll be two exits, entries, security guard at each of those locations. So they'll check IDs to even get into the pavilion, and then the bartender will also check an ID before serving.
So if you get so scared in the barn you just need a beer, this is the
That's
place.
right.
I would move approval.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Nice to see that your farm continues to grow and expand and innovate and do different new things.
We're thankful. Thank you, guys. Thanks
all
for
right.
the support.
Call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes. Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion
Thank you, Jordan.
carries 5-0.
Okay, item K.
Special designated license applications for Myers Wine, Inc., doing business as Myers Cork and Bottle for the following events at Roca Ridge Event Center at 5265 Prairie Sage Drive in Roca, Nebraska on the following dates, October 29th and December 10th of 2022.
Anyone here on this item? We've worked numerous times with Myers Cork and Bottle as well as the Roca Ridge Event Center, so. That's it.
So move approval.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. L is to authorize the chair to sign the IRS Form 8038 in conjunction with the issuance of revenue and refunding bonds, Series 2022C, in a principal amount not to exceed $1 million for the purpose of making a loan to Bryan Medical Center to finance and refinance certain capital projects.
I think it's 100 million.
Okay, I'm sorry, 100 million.
Little different.
Oh, good.
Move approval.
Second.
We were briefed previously by their legal counsel regarding this project. Call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. M is adoption of the 2023 Lancaster County legislative priorities.
Any comment on the legislative priorities?
Just the list represents a lot of hard work, listening to our department heads and the constituents who reached out to come up with what is the priority, the initial priorities, let's put it that way. We will be mobile and agile this year, but this is where we start in the new legislative session with a new legislature, of which we don't know who all will be in. It's a good list.
It's an opportunity for education for us to provide.
I move approval.
Second.
All right, call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5N are amendments to the following grant contracts with Clyde Malone Community Center, C-21-458 with the Leadership Academy Program, and C-21-449 for the Youth Program.
Move approval of the amendments.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. O is a subaward contract with the Clyde Malone Community Center for the Education the Education Advocate Program, not to exceed the amount of $175,000.
Good morning, Sarah Hoyle, Director of Lincoln Lancaster County Human Services. This project we're super excited about. This came out of our Reducing Racial and Ethnic Disparity Committee. And one of the things that not only our office sees, but unfortunately a lot of nonprofits witness also, is the youth that are showing up in our community-based programs, in our diversion programs, often are at a place within the local school system where the parents are struggling and the kids are struggling with either obtaining an IEP, with if they've been suspended or expelled, and that return to school process, what that looks like. And so staff spend a large amount of time trying to help both parents and youth navigate that process. And I mean, our school system has people that assist, but it is a large system, and it is hard for parents and for kids to try to navigate that, especially coupled with our parents who English isn't their primary language, and how do you begin to navigate this system? So Malone Center has somebody that used to work within the school system that understands the processes that are put in place there, and this particular individual will be available at the Malone Center for the families there, but then also for individuals, families coming to my office, coming through other community-based programs. The Black Leaders Movement here, the local chapter, was really instrumental in helping us get this going and kind of crafting the job description for this. So, and I want to reiterate too, this is really a partnership within the school system. We've talked to the school about this position, so we really envision this working hand in hand with our local system, but really to assist the parents and the kids.
So headquartered out of the Malone Center, but available city, county-wide.
Yep, exactly.
Move approval.
Yeah. Second, that partnership is so key to making sure we're achieving what is most needed by these families. So thank you for making that happen.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion? Is there a motion?
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Roma and Rick.
call the roll.
Arno.
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yocum.
Abstain.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next is number 6, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business, non-agenda may do so at this time.
Is there anyone wishing to provide public comment? All right, seeing no one, we continue with the agenda, please.
Next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. A joint public hearing involving the City of Hickman, Raymond Central Public Schools, Waverly Public School District, and Southeast Community College will be held on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The hearing will include presentations by each political subdivision regarding its intent to increase its property tax requests and the effect of such requests on its budget. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, September 27, 2022, beginning at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commission@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV, the city government access channel. Link TV is available on Allo Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 1300. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV, YouTube, and Facebook. In addition, Link TV apps are available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. Call the roll, please.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
We are adjourned, and I will turn the meeting for the Board of Equalization over to the Vice Chair.
Thank you. We'll now open the meeting of the Board of Equalization for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. The location announcement for the Open Meetings Act is at the back of the room. And this meeting is held in accordance to the Open Meetings Act.
Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, September 6, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you please read the roll?
Best.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you please call the roll?
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is a public hearing. This is for motor vehicle tax exemption applications. This includes American National Red Cross, Lincoln Lutheran School Association, and Women in Community Service, Inc.
We'll now open the public hearing on the motor vehicle exemption applications. Is there anyone here to speak on these issues? Seeing no one, we can proceed.
Next is number 4, action on the following motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval of the motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 5 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Seeing no one, we can
I
proceed.
move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Are adjourned.